Hello, folks, and welcome back. On this episode, we're going to show you some simple, easy modifications to make traveling in the Casita a lot better. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. First modification we'll talk about is going to be the microwave cabinet, which if you don't have a microwave, it's a good storage cabinet. We opted for no microwave, and we like that a lot better, and we like using this for storage instead. The only problem that we ran into is that there was a door at the bottom here that folded down and stuck out halfway into the passageway, which made it hard to basically walk by if you had the door open. And then there was a door at the top that folded up, but there's no way to latch it open. So we decided to go on to AmericanBlinds.com and order a set of shutters, window shutters, and put those up here and use that as our door for the cabinet. Now you need to make sure when you measure for these doors that you also include the frame because you want it to fit properly. Now all we did is take the shutters, mount them to the cabinet. We had to first remove the old doors, the one at the bottom and the one at the top. And you can see the old holes where the one at the top was. And then there was a decorative bar in the center here that we had to take off also. And you can see once you have these shutters installed as your doors, it gives you easy access to both of these cabinets. And now even this top cabinet, we're going to use it for our dry stores and all as we're traveling. And we think that'll make life a lot simpler for us. To install the doors, all we did is we took and we screwed through the doors, through the fiberglass, and we put a piece of backing wood on the back. Now you need to pre-drill through the fiberglass and then just use wood screws to go through the backing board, and that'll hold it strong. And we've got screws up the top, and you see with the backing boards, we did the same thing there, and then we have a screw at the bottom. And we did 2 screws over on the left at the hinge side just to give it more strength. And you can see it closes up, and then we have the latch here, and I'll put a link to the latch in the description. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about tables. We've gone through so many different modifications to tables, trying to find something that works and something that's safe to use in the trailer. And we finally settled on this right here, and we like it. We have a small round table that's up more normally, and then we have the bigger table that's down on the side that we can put up when we need it. Now we just went to Home Depot, purchased these blanks, and this one down here, and then we took the table mount, centered it, and mounted it on the bottom of each of these tables. Now the nice thing about this one is you can move it up to the forward hole if you need to, or you can leave it in the back hole, and it's pretty easy to take in and out. Now this piece right here is from ITC, and I'll put a link in the description, and you notice that it has the plastic on the end of the pole instead of just being metal, which makes it a lot easier to put in and out of the mount in the floor and the mount in the table. Now the bar is kind of expensive, but we think it's well worth it. And this is what it looks like when we put it in the forward mount in the trailer, and we use this when we're watching TV at night. And let's go ahead and talk about the reasons that we leave the little table up all the time and keep the big table mounted down on the side. It's one for convenience so we can get past everything, but the other thing is because the weight of that big table. And if you'll notice, my mount on the floor back here is nice and shiny. That's because it's brand new. I've seen several videos, and it actually happened to me where that mount has broke. Now, the videos I've seen, their pole actually fell all the way to the ground as they were driving down the road and didn't know it. Luckily, mine didn't. But I'll have a video coming out soon on how to replace this. But the key here is you don't want to put a lot of weight on these mounts as you're riding down the road, bouncing up and down. Now, as far as the table here, when we first bought this, it was rectangle, and I used my jigsaw and cut it off to rounded corners, and then just sanded it good. And then we used the bungee cord to keep it mounted down there while we're driving. And it actually works good. I took the pool noodle and put it on underneath it so that it doesn't damage the floor and it doesn't damage the table. And as far as maintaining the tabletops, All I did is take a cutting board wax and I just wax them periodically, and it gives them a nice color, and actually the grain and all the pattern of the wood shows up really well. And this is a good look at the actual little bungee cord that I use with the two little mounts on the end, and I'll put a link in the description for this also. And then the pool noodle down there, I just took a regular pool noodle, just sliced down one side of it, and it just slips right on the table. And the last thing we're going to talk about is the shelf back here that I built for our Casita Liberty. And it's basically like a little nightstand, a little storage area. And all I did was go to Home Depot and get 1x8s, cut them down to the lengths I needed for going across and for up and down, and just made a basically box back here. And then I screwed that box down to the actual wood that goes across underneath that cushion there. And then also I drilled holes at the top, put in USB plugs for both of us, and then ran the wires down to the actual terminal blocks that I've got underneath my bed. Just make sure you fuse it if you put them in. And it was simple and easy to make. All I did was cut the boards to the length. I used a Craig pocket jig tool to actually drill holes to screw it together. Then I glued it and put the screws in there to hold it together. And then I just let it dry good. Once it was dry good, I painted it white, put my USB ports in, and then brought it in and screwed it down to the actual board, and then ran my wiring. And it works great for us. It makes a wonderful nightstand. We can put our phones and our iPads up here and charge them at night while we're sleeping. Well, we hope this helps you out. We hope this gives you some ideas that you can do in your trailer. We want to tell you we appreciate you watching, and thank you very much for your support. And don't forget, if you need to ask me a question, it's Greg at CasitaRV.com. And we'll see you in the campground.